Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Saturday. If you're new, I'm Danielle. This is Cinnamon Babe Vlogs by Danielle, and I just do like vlogs, story times. I do my makeup, I travel, like stuff like that. Still like small YouTuber, but please like and subscribe and follow me on TikTok and Instagram. TikTok Cinnamon Babe 94, Instagram I am Cinnamon Babe. So today I'm gonna do like a little story time while I do my makeup. I'm gonna just like literally get started. I'm not really gonna talk about my makeup because I literally could like improve on makeup, but maybe you can get makeup inspiration just from watching it. And right now I'm just putting on a primer by Essence. It's like a blueberry primer. But okay, so I have another story time. If you look through my videos, like you'll see like it's called All the Jobs I've Quit. So if you would like, you can watch that as well. It might help you understand a person like me a little bit better. But I'm the type of person that doesn't stay long at jobs. As much as I would like to be normal and like, you know, I could just be happy working jobs and not feel so unhappy doing it. Like I would like to be like that, but I'm just not. So I ended up getting a great job. Like this, I don't really have much bad to say about this job. I got it last July. Today is what, July 1st? So it's like coming up on the anniversary when I got this job. So I would have been there a full year. And it's a travel agent job. I, first of all, never thought that I'd be able to get a job like that. It just seemed so exciting and prestigious, and it just seemed like I wasn't good enough to work a job like that, because it just seemed like it takes a lot of intelligence, and sometimes I underestimate myself. I have a lot of self-doubt and stuff like that. I didn't really do great in school. I was able to like graduate high school, but it wasn't without struggle. Like I used to stay after school every day and literally not learn anything from doing it, but I would still fail like my math classes and stuff. So whatever. Anyway, got this job as a travel agent in July, and I was terrified, and it was a huge learning curve, and there was no one there to train me. And I'm not even really saying that this is what made it a bad job. I'm just saying like this is a fact. There was no one there to train me. I had two managers, one assistant and one like the full-time manager or whatever. And I was the only travel agent in that branch. Like there's branches all over Michigan and all over the United States, but in the city that I live in, there was one branch that I worked at that did not have other travel agents there at the branch. I was the only one, so there was no one there to train me. And seldomly there would be like this travel agent that came from 30 minutes away from the other branch that would come and help me out, but that was very seldom. So there was times I would have to drive like 30 minutes to where she lived to get some training to understand it more. And that was something that me and her had proposed to do to help me, and not something that my managers was like, hey, you should do this. They just kind of left me to figure it out. So fast forward, I was able to get trained and understand most of the job. There were certain things that I didn't understand, but I was able to like train and understand most of the job and make some pretty good money. I was able to sell cruises, flights, and guided tours globally, and that was the great part about it. Like I was proud of myself for like learning how to do it and actually make some sales. But that also came with like a lot of stress. Like I would literally be mentally toiling at my desk. This is the first time I had a desk, by the way. And it would go from 0 to 100 sometimes. Sometimes there would be nothing to do, and then out of nowhere you would get a phone call, somebody saying, oh, you ruined my flight, you ruined my trip, you didn't do this right, you didn't do that right, or maybe it's not your fault at all. It would be like the vendor did this, or something went wrong, and now I need you to fix this. And sometimes the problems would be too advanced for me to figure out how to fix them. So a lot of times I would be on hold with different companies for several hours, like 4 hours sometimes, and it was just a high pressure sales job. Like my manager started to get on my case about selling more, and then like to get memberships for the branch for people to like to join as members, because they sell insurance and other things like that. and there was a certain amount that I had to sell, and also like get people to sign up for credit cards. And if you're a person that's like great at sales, then that's not really a hurdle for you. But if you're a person that's not interested in like doing sales and you're not really good at it, then it gets frustrating after a while. That's not why I quit. Like, I quit because I just started to get complacent, and there was just some days where there was nothing going on, nobody was calling. I was just literally working from 8:30 to 5:30 every single day, well, Monday through Friday. The good thing is you get the weekends off, but whatever. It started to get away of me vlogging. Like, this is my passion. This is something I like to do, even though I don't get paid for it. This isn't a career. It's a potential career. But it just started to get in the way of things I want to do. Like, I want to learn how to sew. I literally have my computer propped up on the sewing machine box that I just bought because I want to teach myself how to sew. I'm a person that likes to dabble in a lot of different things. And this may sound so stupid to most, but like, that's literally like one of the biggest reasons why I quit, was because I wanted to find like a night job or something that didn't get in the way of the things I really wanted to do with my life. I'm interested in blogging, influencing, and also I would like to learn how to sew. And so like the designs, so the fashion designs that I draw and stuff, like that was always like a long time dream of mine. And I just started to realize that this job was getting in the way of that, even though it's a good job. So 2 weeks ago I found out that I got a job at a very prestigious hotel in the next city over to where I live. It's like 30 minutes away, and it's downtown in this really nice city. I live in Michigan, by the way. So it's a beautiful, like, I've stayed in it a couple times when I was younger. It's a beautiful downtown prestigious hotel, and I'm gonna insert the clip of me doing my orientation because it was wonderful.
So I got the studio room over there, the double-sided fireplace. An awesome party. Once again, peek around the corner here. Ginormous. Spa room.
Hi.
I will sometimes have you late here. But this is where a lot of our weddings. We got some really cool chandeliers that can change to any color. But they're setting it up for an event right now. They are not our employees. That's hallway is fine. Major KCC one. And we did one at KCC. I really wish I could show you guys the Grand Loft, because if you think this is cool, the Grand Loft is incredible. You come in here, something very bad on the headboard.
You don't want me first? I'll be the first one. Thank you.
Oh, okay, it starts here. We have tacos.
Take the chips.
Oh, God. Me?
There's like a Nike tennis camp going on in Champaign where they're playing stuff. It was
But yeah, so I found out that I received the job. I did an interview, and I was able to like impress the managers with like the different course trainings that I did at my job that I just quit, and they were really impressed by it. So this is before I quit, obviously. I went and did an interview before I quit. So they told me I got the job 2 weeks ago. So I was like, oh shoot, like it's really happening. I really found something that's, you know, gonna help me move towards like what I want to do with my life, because it's a night audit position, working at nights, you know, the front desk, checking people in, to the hotel. That's the job. My family was not very happy that I made this decision because, you know, they're like, you're leaving a good job, you know, you could build from it, you could retire, blah, blah, blah. But I told them, like, I'm not really looking for a good job. Like, I'm looking for something to, you know, pays the bills while I focus on other things. That's what I'm looking for. And, of course, I want it to be a decent job, but, like, I don't want it to get in the way of what I really want to do. That's the point. So I was like, oh, shoot, this is really happening. Oh, my God. So I knew it was going to be a struggle telling my manager, you know, the decision I just made. And this is one of my toxic traits. I tend to lie, which is horrible. Like, I really need to change this about myself. In the workplace, if I want to make a decision that I know will affect the job, like quitting, for example, a lot of times I'll lie my way out of the situation. And I don't do this with, like, you know, like in relationships or, you know, with like people that matter to me in my life. It's mainly like primarily at the job, like in the workplace. So I told my manager in a resignation letter that, hey, you know, my husband just got an internship in Indianapolis as an electrician, which is, these are things that we genuinely want. This isn't like somebody just pulled out of my butt. Like, this is stuff that my husband wants and I want for him. So I just, like, I made a lie out of it. So instead of saying, you know, oh, I'm leaving for another position, I'm just leaving you guys high and dry, because mind you, I was the only travel agent there. I just was like, hey, my husband got an internship. It's going to require a lot of travel. It's out of town. So this position, you know, thank you so much, but I'm going to be leaving. And I told them that I would be leaving on the 30th, which was yesterday, June 30th. Which, wait, today is, oh, July 1st. So what, there's like only 30, we don't have a June 31st. Let me look. I know I'm slow. Okay, so yeah, we have 30 days in June. We don't have a June 31st. So yep, that was, yesterday was the orientation. So I told her this before the new job told me when the orientation was going to be. I didn't know when, they didn't even really know when they were going to schedule it. So I wrote it in the letter or whatever, you know, the 30th was going to be my last day, Friday. So my manager immediately called me, and I could tell she was very upset. And she was like, where is the internship going to be? And I don't think I put in the letter where it was going to be. I just told her it was an internship. So I was like, I did my research before, like, she called me, because I knew she was going to ask me, like, specific questions, because she's a very extra person. So I just looked up something in Indiana. Like, I looked at the map and looked at all the different branches that are all over. And I noticed that in this particular area, Indianapolis, that there wasn't this branch, this company. So I made up a lie and I just said, I can't even remember where in Indianapolis I said. But I was like, it's in so-and-so. And she was like, oh, okay. I was going to see if you could still keep your job. You know, I didn't want you to, like, lose out on your job. Like, okay, but if I'm telling you I'm quitting, like, that's really not your problem. But whatever. So there was a travel show coming up that she was having at the branch I was working at. And so we didn't cancel. But she was like, you know, I'm doing this travel show, you know, to increase business for you, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I ended up saying, I was like, yeah, and I still have every intention in participating in that. And she said, oh, well, you have to. I was like, oh, I have to. Like, it's crazy how these bosses think you have to do things. I don't have to do anything. If I wanted to, I could have literally just told the job as soon as they called me, sure, I can start any day, and just left you guys high and dry. I did not have to tell you anything. I didn't have to, like, put my 2 weeks notice in. That's the respectable and responsible thing to do. It's a courtesy. So that irritated me. So I still participated in this stupid travel show, and nobody showed up because I was the only one required to invite people, even though she had, you know, the insurance agents and, like, different co-workers involved in the travel show that were advertising their, services. But, the travel show was for Royal Caribbean, and she had me being the only one inviting, which I thought that was ridiculous. Like, why not have the whole branch, like everybody in the branch invite somebody, and maybe it'll be a better turnout. Instead, my aunt, my cousin, my mom, friend of the family, and another lady showed up. So 5 people showed up to this travel show, and that was it. So I was like, okay, this travel show's over. Like, I can mentally get through this, because like my boss is getting on my nerves, and it was just getting extra after a while. So I ended up finding out that this new job that I've taken is having an orientation on Friday, and they were like, are you able to make it? And so I was like, was there any other days? And they were like, we don't have, they do like it in groups, and they have it like as an event, so they don't like have like random orientations that you can just do. They have it like as an event, and so if you miss one that they invite you to, you have to wait till they have another one. So in this case, they didn't have another one available till the 14th. So that's not gonna work, because I'm not about to just like not do anything until the 14th. So which is what I might end up doing anyway. But anyway, so I said, okay, I will be there. And then I ended up telling my manager, when did I tell her? I told her like this week in advance. It was like Tuesday or Wednesday. I messaged her. She did not message me back. I think she didn't see it. And I said, hey, I looked at the calendar wrong. Lying again. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to be here on Friday, but Thursday will be my last day. If there's anything that you need me to do in closing, I'm able to do it. I only have 2 bookings that need final payments left. And everything else is booked and finished, as far as being a travel agent, my position. So everything's finished except for 2 bookings that have pending final payments on them. That's what I told her. So pretty much there's no problem. Like, everything is squared away, cleaned out my desk, everything's good to go. So when I ended up seeing her Wednesday, so I must have sent her that email on Tuesday. Right before she left, she was like in a hurry, and she stayed like locked up in her office the whole day, so I didn't get to really talk to her. Right before she was leaving, she was like, okay, I'll be here Friday, and that's when me and you will get together and do everything in closing, pretty much like the exit interview or whatever the procedure may be. She was like, that's when we'll get everything squared away. And I said, oh, you didn't get my email? I told you, like, it's not gonna work for my schedule in order to be here on Friday. So I said Thursday would be my last day. And she shocked the hell out of me. She was like, oh, I need you here on Friday. You have to be here Friday. And I'm like, I'm like flabbergasted at this point. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't even know what to say. She was like, why can't you be here? Like, she's the type of person that doesn't, like, if you're lying, like, she doesn't, like, give you a chance to, like, get your lie together. I was like, I looked at the schedule wrong. Like, you could tell I was, like, kind of, like, nervous and jittery. I looked at the schedule wrong. It's not going to work for my schedule. And she's like, no, you have to be here. So I just said, okay. And she stormed out. And so my coworkers, like, oh, my God. Like, they were like, that is so stupid. So she ended up calling me later, but I didn't answer because I was pissed. And she was like, she sent me an email saying, you gave me a 2-week notice and now you're not honoring it. I need you to be here Friday. To say that someone is not honoring a 2-week notice because of one day, I don't think is fair. Like, I do agree that it's like inconveniencing if, she had something planned. And I agree that, it wasn't done the right way. I take full ownership in that. Like, to tell, your boss that your last day is going to be Friday and then something changes and you need it to be Thursday instead. Like, I understand that may have been inconveniencing for her. But to say that they're not honoring the full 2 weeks, like to say that the whole 2 weeks just goes out of the window and it doesn't matter because of that, I don't think that's fair in response to that. So what happened? So Thursday, my last day, that I was going to do regardless. It's going to be my last day regardless, ma'am. I went to the assistant manager, really sweet lady, I love her, and said, hey, is there any way you can help facilitate, you know, the closing of this job for me? Like, whatever procedure it may be, can you help out? And I said, I will ask the manager if it's okay for us to do it that way. I'm not giving this woman authority to do anything. I'm just basically asking if she would be okay with it before I go and ask my manager if she could do it. I'm not going to volunteer her to do anything she doesn't want to do. So, she said, sure, of course, like, no problem. She said, I'll even call her and say it. And so I was like, it's okay, I can do it. But she ended up calling her. And then that's when the manager was like, she's like, I'm going to call her right now. So she called me, pissed off. And she was like, why can't you be here on Friday? And I pulled another lie out my ass and was like, well, my son has a sleep study. I couldn't think of nothing. I was like, my son has a sleep study. Was that at night? That's what she said. And I was like, yeah, but there's other appointments before that. Just lying. Like, if I can't be here, why doesn't it help you? Like, if I can't be here, it doesn't matter what the reason may be. Like, I can't be here. I don't know why people do that. So, so she's like, here's the thing. She's talking real fast, not really letting me, get a chance to talk. We had a, going away party for you and another lady, blah, 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 which I feel really bad about. And I'm the only one who can close you out. No one else can do it. I have to be there in order for you to, leave properly. I'm like, well, I asked for the other manager to help me out with the closing process. And she said, well, she's not your boss. I am. I'm like, I'm not saying she's my boss. I'm trying to fix the problem. I'm trying to find a solution. And she's like, now I have to switch around my schedule and drive all the way up here. Because she was like 30 minutes away at the other branch. She has to like bounce between branches as the manager. So I'm like, no, you don't. I'm like, there's other ways we can do it. No, this is the only way we can do it. I have to be there while you do out the closing process or what the freak ever. I'm like, okay. I mean, what can I say to that? You saying you have to be here? So she's like, I'm going to drive up there today around 5, right before it's time to leave to do it. I'm like, okay. Bye. I was pissed. Like, this was the most painful ever, like, way I have ever quit a job. Like, it would have been so much easier to just walk out at this point, because it's not like I'm being honored for being courteous and telling you that, I can't be there. It's not like it matters at this point, because either way I'm being looked at as a degenerate for leaving. So I might as well have not even have stayed. So the day goes by and I'm nervous, and I'm not a combative person, and I'm not a what's that word? A person who likes to like deal with someone being mad at me and me being mad at them, especially if I don't know them like that. It's harder for me than it is for other people. So I was, kind of freaking out and just irritated. And the whole reason why I didn't tell her where I was going, or the reason why I was quitting, is because I didn't really want her to know, my business. It's because I don't really trust people to know my business. That's part of the reason why I lied. Looking at it now, it probably would have made just way more sense to just tell the truth. That way, truth is just the best ground you can stand on. Lying it makes it so much harder. So anyway, yeah, it's just, it's good to always tell the truth, even if it's hard. Like, I felt like I was betraying the job by leaving, because like I said, I was the only one there, and the branch will suffer without me there. So of course I felt bad about it, but I also have to, do what's best for me at the end of the day. So it just wasn't an easy decision for me. So I thought if I lied, it would make it easier for me to, tell them why I was leaving. I just thought it would be easier. Selfish, I know, stupid, immature, it's all that. I agree. So whatever, that's what I did. When she got there like around 3 instead of like 5ish. It would have been so much better if she would have gotten there when it's time to close, because it's like we could have just hurry up and did it, and that would have been the end of it. But She got there at 3. And I'm like, ugh, I'm cringing. Like, I don't want to deal with this. So she came, and she wasn't really like, she was done like questioning me about it at that point. Now my mom's calling. 1 second. I just got off the phone with my mom. We're going to the carnival today because the 4th is coming up. But they do that every year. But anyway, I don't even remember where. Okay, so we sat down and talked, and she had me, mind you, okay, keep in mind, she said that there's no other way we can do this. We can't do this virtual. The assistant manager can't help. And I offered to drive up to her. Like, I was going to drive 30 minutes to get this completed. She declined that offer as well. I even said, okay, I can come in Friday, but way later Friday. Oh, no, I'm leaving at 12. Okay, so whatever. So she came, and all she did was have me look at my computer, get the stupid serial number or whatever that they put on each computer, because I had 2 of them, 2 like monitors, and had me write them down, or she wrote them down, and then the keys, give me the keys to my desk, which didn't work, and the serial number on the phone. That's all she had me do. And then I handed her the folder of the 2 bookings that I made that have pending final payments. That's it. She just wanted to be a bitch. So that irritated the FUCK out of me, because I'm like, wow, so you're arguing with me and talking crazy, talking about there's no other way we can do it, and that's all you had me to do. Like, talking about I ruined your schedule and you had to drive all the way up here. So that pissed me off. Oh yeah, and then, when I told her that the keys didn't work, which I shouldn't even have said, I should have just kept that to myself. I skipped over the worst part of this, but I'm going to just continue what I'm saying. She was like, oh, you should have told me. So I feel like she's going to like report that to HR or whatever. And then I didn't have my voicemail set up. For obvious reasons, because I didn't really want it set up, but I didn't know how to have it set up either. Not because I just maliciously didn't want it set up, but I was like, don't know how to do it anyway, let me leave it alone. So yeah, when we were talking on the phone before she got there, I forgot to mention, she was like, if you're not able to come in on Friday, this is going to ruin your good standing with the company, and you could be eligible for termination. Pretty much, like, that's what she was saying. So that scared me. I'm like, wow. Like, she was like, would you even be interested in like rehire? Like, because if so, you wouldn't be eligible for it. And I'm like, well, at this point, not really. Like, with the way things are going, not really. And she's like, well, I'm just trying to protect you. No, bitch, no, you're not. Like, you're trying to control me. There's a difference. So yeah, that's how that conversation ended on the phone. So I went to HR directly. Like, I sent them an email telling them, everything that I did correctly, put in my 2-week notice, and I told her ahead of time that, I wouldn't be able to come in Friday because something came up, blah, 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 my schedule. And that she told me that I would not be eligible for rehire because of that, and threatening my position and just like basically ruining my good standing with the company. And I was like, I really would like to maintain my good standing because I did put in my notice. So they emailed me back before she came, and they were like, just so you know, your good standing with the company is fine, and we updated in the system as Thursday being your last day. So they said, you're good. Let us know if you need anything else. So I saved all those emails just in case if, she tries to sabotage. So, yeah, when she got there, she's like, I have to update things with HR, blah, blah, blah. She didn't even know about, like, the email or whatever. And I didn't say nothing else because I knew this was the last of it. All this anxiety and frustration for me. I just messed this one up. Look at that. That looks stupid. Anyway, all this frustration and anxiety for me was about to end. So I just was, compliant with her. Wasn't combative. I just was like, okay, to everything she was saying. She did end up saying, good luck to you. And before she left, she was like, so are you going to be working again? And I didn't know if she knew the truth or what at that point. And I just maintained my lie and was like, well, I do plan on applying maybe for something night shift or something in the future. But do you have a position now? I was like, no. Okay, well, best of luck to you. Like, it just was this was the most painful, like, quitting experience ever. It, like, next to the, like, if you watch my other videos, there's one more, but, like, whoo, this one was, like, so personal and just so awkward. So after I left, it took me a minute to shake that feeling off of me. It just was on me heavily. Like, I was just like, oh my God. I feel like I barely made it out of there alive. It was so painful. But now, like, there's a little guilt. Because, you know, I do feel bad. Like, I did like her at first. And I was thankful to her for giving me a chance and giving me that position. And I still am thankful. You know, because that job really taught me so much, and it helped me get this position that I'm going into now, which I think is a great position. I've proven to myself that I can get a good job. So that's it's a self-esteem booster, and I'll never let these jobs make me feel like I can't do better. That's all they are to me, is jobs. It's not my life. So I'm going to put in the clip of me doing my orientation at this hotel. Very fancy, lovely place. Had a great time yesterday. We had like tacos and stuff. So I'm going to put that clip in. And then my makeup is pretty much done. I'm about to put in these cheap ass eyelashes. My sister-in-law gave me this. It came, like, you know how sometimes when you like order like something from overseas, like China, they give you, like, they'll stick in something for free. That's what this is. So I'll just stick these on today. We're going to the carnival, so I'm like kind of out there looking. But yeah, I had a great time. I feel like this is gonna be a great, like, it's gonna like increase my standard of living, as far as I'll be able to stay in the hotel whenever, because like the hotel is like usually $200, $300 to stay there. And I only have to pay $60 to stay there, or $99 to stay in a suite. So I definitely will be using that perk. Because, you know, this travel agent job, it barely had any perks. Like, there was like no travel agent discounts for traveling, really. Like, unless they had like something going on. It usually was like for things that were overseas. Something that required you to take a lot of time off from work. So they didn't really have a lot of perks, and I didn't like that. Like, I was hoping that when I got this job, I was going to be, like, getting amazing free trips every minute. Like, oh, we got this training in freaking Miami coming up. Like, stuff like that. I thought I was going to have fun trainings, and, like, you know, I was going to be, like, earning, like, free cruises and stuff for selling things. But, like, they literally, the way they have that set up is if you, like, sell 100 cruises or something crazy like that, then you'll, like, get it for free. Something outlandish. Like, it's not impossible, but it's, like, hard to do something like that. It's just a high-pressure job. Other than that, it was a good job. I'm not trying to down the job. Because, like I said, I learned a lot. But I am also happy to be gone. I'm pretty happy. So that's the end of that story time. This is also a vlog. It's not a full story time. It's more like a vlog with a story time thrown in it. So I'm going to be working nights now. I'm going to be vlogging more. I'm going to be doing like a lot more fun stuff with my kids. And I'm going to be doing, you know, sewing and hopefully making my own clothes. I would like to make handbags too. It's summertime. Like, I can do fun things during the day. Like, plan on getting as much sleep as I need to get. But, like, I also intend on living my life during the day. And then they can have my lame ass nights. Like, I'm tired of jobs taking all my free time up. So right now I feel free. Like, I don't have anything on my schedule yet to start working. So I might, like, because I'm about to go on a trip, I might be scheduled to come to work after my trip, because I told them about it. So they probably are just waiting to schedule me. If I could do things differently with how I left this past job, I definitely would have. I wouldn't have lied, for one. Like I said, lying, it doesn't help you in the end. this lie, I thought it was gonna make things easier for me, and instead things were just as hard. So it's just, I just might as well have told the truth. So that's a toxic trait that I need to work on with myself. Just, you know, if things are hard, just face it like an adult. Don't lie. Like I said, I do that at work. I don't really do that in regular everyday life. It's mainly at work if I plan on quitting or some reason. And I know it's like the person's going to take it personal for me quitting. Like, I'll lie my way to make it easier for them, like, to swallow. It's mainly to make it easier for myself. I'm not going to sit here and lie, oh, it's to make it easier for them. It's to make it easier for myself. It's selfish. I mean, the whole thing is selfish if you think about it. Like, it's selfish for me to quit, you know, a job with people counting on me. But, I mean, it is what it is. So I'm not sitting here pretending to be... Something fell in my closet. I had to go look at that real quick. But, what was I saying? Yeah, this, you know, the whole thing is selfish when you decide to quit. It affects other people's lives. Like, they have to go and hire somebody else, you know, because I quit. Like, they have to go train somebody else. Like, that's a 3-month training. You know, I made their job harder by quitting. It is what it is, though, and I have to live with myself for what I've done. Okay. Just going over this because I have, like, eyeshadow now. I had to, like, fill in the gap. There's, like, gaps. But yeah, today it is July 1st. And then we have an annual carnival in our town that's going on. And we usually go every year. Even though I have a trip right around the corner to Orlando to take the kids to Disney for their birthdays. We're still gonna go. I don't think we're really there to like do rides and stuff. It's mainly to eat. This is like a 1960s look. The dust off this green. I hate when the green fallout gets everywhere. Okay, makeup is done. Put on this glitter. It's a glittery lip gloss. I just like rub it all over. Sometimes I get broken out from it, but I love glitter. Oh. Annoying child alert. Annoying child alert. My family's obnoxious. Ugh. Yeah, I usually can't like do videos like this where I'm like sitting down and talking because like I have 2 kids that want to be up under me all day, every day. And so whenever I like break away to do like a story time or just sit in front of the camera and talk, you know, usually they bust in. There we go. All done. Now we're gonna get going. See you in a minute. Hey, I am out in the sun. I'm burning up. My kids is driving me crazy. I'm eating an expensive turkey leg. They're not eating their food for whatever reason. He threw his food because he's mean. Hi. Brad's sitting there looking silly. And my husband didn't want to come. Man, it's really hot out though, so I don't really blame him at this point. It's just really expensive to go places. I hate it. But this is my dinner for the day. I'm not eating nothing else. Lady just photoed on me. Snot in his nose. Snot nose. Hi, snot nose. I'm exhausted. Ah, say hi, baby. Say hi. We're leaving. It's about to start raining. Oh my god. Look at those clouds in the sky. Bye, Carnival. Look at the clouds. Okay, so I'm back. Look at my hair. It rained and like destroyed my hair. But oh my gosh, I'm back. I'm about to take a shower and wash this effed up makeup off my face. I'm just like gonna wash my hair really quick. It looks like a hot mess and my scalp itches from the humidity. But yeah, I'm about to do that really quick. And then I'm gonna eat the rest of my turkey leg. It was too hot for me to even finish. It was so hot and it was uncomfortable. Hello. Grandma. And she's just looking.
Go do fireworks.
Hey, hi, Dad. So we're about to go to do fireworks at this park that's near my parents' house. But yeah, we're about to go do some fireworks. We would do it on the 4th, but we might go out of town for the 4th before my actual trip. So yeah. Look how gorgeous it is. Oh my god.
I like the blue better.
So pretty out.
Blue. My favorite color. Blue and yellow.
You got a lightning bug, boo? How did you just start it without saying anything? I like smoke bombs.
And they were like $2.99.
Visit.
What's the music about?
13 feet back, but I've never did this.
He's about to do some danger.
You better go over there.
Oh!
Oh, you're drawing.
Oh my.
You're drawing.
It only takes one person to do something dangerous for me to do. Well, that just blew it.
Knock a helicopter out the air.
I don't want it.
Come on, Robert. Come over here.
Alright, don't let it
He doesn't need it.
You're gonna end up throwing.
Well,
Anybody want to hold one?
Magic.
What is it?
A Roman candle.
Walk your line. I'll hold it.
Yeah!
Most kids are.
Okay, I don't want him to. Grandma, you're about to burn your clothes. I am.
Knock a helicopter out the air. That's pretty
I don't know. It was one. Listen, next time tell me you had some smoke bombs. You didn't tell me.
We'll go to that inquiry and say you should be afraid.
Oh, it's broken. But still, you shouldn't go up to it. Robert, stay back, baby.
Get back, Robert. Go back, y'all.
Let's go car.